Hey, everybody. This is Michael Romita, the President and CEO of the Westchester County Association. I want to thank you all for tuning in today for our live stream chat to try and help some small businesses understand how they can access small business loans and emergency cash during the coronavirus crisis. So I want to quickly thank our platinum sponsors at the Westchester County Association for helping to make this all possible. Okay, so today we're going to talk about small business loans, and I'm joined by Kim Jacobs, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Community Capital New York. Hi, Kim, how are you?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about Community Capital. You guys do important work. You've been around for quite a few years, and you're helping small businesses all over the Lower Hudson Valley.
We are. Community Capital is a not-for-profit community development lender. We have been around. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. This isn't quite how we expected to celebrate it. But what we do is that we provide loans to startup and emerging small businesses throughout the Hudson Valley. We provide the kind of financing that they may be unable to get from banks because maybe they're just too new, or there's something about their business that makes them unable to access traditional financing. That's our kind of day-to-day work, although this experience with COVID is causing us to do more.
But it's not just loans. You guys have other programs and initiatives that you work on as well, like affordable housing, coaching for small businesses, things like that, right?
We do indeed, right. We try to take a look at what the community needs are throughout the Hudson Valley. Of course, affordable housing is always high on that list. And in addition to giving capital to our small businesses, we try to give them access to the other resources that they might need in terms of mentoring, professional expertise, some guidance, or maybe sometimes just an ear, right? Someone to listen to what's going on.
Incredibly important. And we all want to thank you for the work that you're doing. So now small businesses are struggling. All of a sudden we get faced with this pandemic, and it seems like the economy has just dropped off the face of a cliff. And the hardest hit are the small businesses, the local businesses, the mom and pop operations, the nail salons, the small construction companies, the restaurants. But the government is doing things to try and reach out and help. And there are also microloan programs that you guys are running at Community Capital as well.
That's right. I'm sure people have seen a lot of information about the SBA disaster relief loans or emergency injury loans. This is probably going to be the biggest program for small businesses to try and get some assistance to get them through to the other side of this mess. The loans are up to $2 million in size, up to 30 years in term. They're available to small businesses who have COVID-related downturns in their business. The interest rates for small businesses are 3.75. The thing we want people to take away from this conversation is that you should apply now. We are hearing that the wait times are getting longer and longer. Every day more people get in the pipeline, and we want you to get into that lineup as quickly as you can so that they process your loan and get the money to you as quickly as possible. There are some collateral requirements. Loans up to $25,000 will not need collateral. What we have heard is that those over will require collateral if you've got it, but they're not going to turn people down for a lack of collateral, is what we're being told. So don't let that stop you. As I said, the application is online. You go to that website and they'll ask you to set up a login, a password to get to the application. When you get there, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to understand. There are some, I think, 6 different bars. You hit those bars and there's a drop-down menu. There are forms that they want you to fill out. It wouldn't be a government loan if there weren't forms. So the loan application itself is there. And in addition, then, they are asking you to fill out this Form 4506, which authorizes them to get your tax return directly from the IRS. That doesn't mean you don't have to provide it. They just do that as a check on the information that you submit to them. You will need to submit your own personal tax return and your business tax return. You need to give them a schedule of liabilities. What other debts do you have that you're dealing with at this time? A personal financial statement. And then we're in sort of a weird moment in the year. Typically by now we're closing in on April, and you would expect that many of the businesses and individuals would have their 2019 taxes. But I'm sure you've noted that both the filing deadline and the payment deadline have been moved out to July 15th. So you may in fact not have your 2019 taxes. So you're going to give them your most recent, which is 2018. And then typically, again, you would give them your 2019 taxes and then your 2020 year-to-date financial information. In this case, you may be asked to give your 2019 financial information, even though it's not in the form of your tax filing, in addition to your year-to-date 2020 information. And you're going to want to give them that 2020 information because you're going to have to demonstrate an economic downturn in your business. So, you know, having that previous information when under normal business circumstances is important so they can compare it to what's going on right now. And that's how they will understand that you are being damaged by this. There will also be requests for information about your monthly sales figures. Again, this is an opportunity to contrast last year versus this year, your year-to-date P&L, so on. All of these forms are available on the website, so it's not like you have to go looking for them or make them up in your own right. You may find them challenging to complete. And so we are, encouraging you to reach out to some of our resource partners, SCORE, the SBDC. So that, again, most important thing about that SBA application is to get it rolling because the application process is going to take some time.
And Kim, your organization is running an emergency express loan program to try and bridge the gap. Maybe you want to talk about that a little bit.
Sure. As I mentioned at the top of the program, Community Capital is a not-for-profit community development lender. We serve 7 counties in the lower Hudson Valley as well as Fairfield, Connecticut. We provide alternate financing to small business and affordable housing that traditional lenders are unable to provide. We have a special designation from the U.S. Department of the Treasury as a community development financial institution, and we're certified by the U.S. Small Business Administration. So in response to this crisis, we tried to think very quickly what we might be able to do to help our small businesses. And so our board has authorized this Emergency Express loan. It's up to $10,000 for borrowers who have a FICO score of 650 or better. We're deferring the principal and interest payments for 90 days. That was a decision that we made 2 weeks ago. I think, we're going to have a better handle as we move forward about some of the terms of this loan, and there may need to be some adjustments in terms of, additional deferment and perhaps even a longer term. Right now, the loan is available at 2% interest for a 27-month term. That's the 3 months of deferment and then 2 years. But again, as we move forward and see how long this takes to really right itself, there may be some adjustments there. There is a $25 application fee, a 2% closing fee, and we've been trying to turn these around in 3 days. Our pipeline is getting close to being overwhelmed, so we are, there may be a little slippage in that, but my terrific team is very committed to turning these around as quickly as possible. So we really viewed this as, one of the resources that businesses can try and use to get, to create a bridge, to get them to the point where they have some response from the SBA. It buys businesses some time to make a plan. I think this came up on everybody kind of quickly, and so everybody's needing to keep things going long enough to figure out what is the right move, how do they plan for, if it's an extended period, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, even if it's a shorter period, which of course we all hope for. The recovery is still going to be slow. People are going to be slow to get back into their routines, and so businesses have to plan for that. And hopefully, this loan is going to allow them the time to really think some of those things through, and to put some other resources, some other techniques in place. You can apply for the loan online through our website. The address is there. Community Capital New York Emergency Express Loan. It's probably at most a 2-page application. There are some documents you need, not unlike the documents that you will need for the SBA. So again, we're encouraging you to apply to the SBA first, just because they're going to have a much longer processing time, and we want you to get in that line. But once you've got those documents out, if you feel that this loan could be helpful to you, go ahead and come onto our website and apply for our Emergency Express loan as well, and hopefully it'll buy you a little time while you make your plans.
Kim, can small businesses apply for both loans?
Absolutely. That was a point of concern, and we had to get some clarification from the SBA in the early days of this process. But yes, you can apply for both. Getting our loan will not disqualify you from the SBA disaster relief loan. The SBA has asked us specifically to put language on our loan documents that indicates that this is a bridge loan to help you get to that SBA loan. And if we do that, they will not use this loan to disqualify you from the SBA program. So yes, you can apply for both. And if that's what you need, I encourage you to do that. Also, if for some reason, if you know right now $10,000 is not going to do it, or if you don't meet some of the other qualifiers that are on that list, we are still making our regular loans. Our regular loans can go up to $250,000. Our regular loans can go to people with credit scores less than 650. But those loans are going to take us a little longer to process. We're going to have to actually go into a more complex underwriting of those loans. And, so we can't promise you to try and get those dollars out the door as quickly. You may want to talk to the people on our lending team, and maybe the one solution is to quickly take the $10,000 loan to get cash in your hands now to help you with your immediate needs, even as you make a financial plan for the longer term.
For organizations that want to help fund the program, want to do their part, how can they help? What should they do?
We can, we are going through our capital at a pretty good clip. We're not out of money yet, but we don't see this backing off anytime soon. Word is really just kind of getting out broadly about our program right now. And so we're probably going to reach a point where it's just not possible to do more unless we have an infusion of some capital. So, financial donations are greatly appreciated. You can absolutely stipulate that it's used for this program and only for this program. That will not be a problem for us. And if you're interested in supporting our work in that way, please feel free to call me. I will give you any information you want about our organization. If you'd like to investigate us further, we're happy to share our financial statements, our impact report, anything that you're looking for. Or if you just would like to help the small businesses in your community, there's a donate button on our website, and I would be very grateful if you'd use it.
Thank you, Kim. And thank you for all the hard work that you're doing, and in particular, the work that you're doing on these loan programs. They're incredibly important. Small businesses and the people that work there are the lifeblood of the economy.
Yeah.
And, you know, when they suffer and struggle, frankly, we all suffer and struggle. So again, if you need more information on the work that Kim is doing at Community Capital, you can find them at communitycapital.org. We will also be posting this presentation and Kim's PowerPoint on our website, which is westchester.org, and that's going to be the PDF. And thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much, Kim, for spending time with us today.
Thanks so much
Take care,
for having me, Mike.
and stay well.